Buchigiri. Okay, Senya, thanks for the ad-lib, now buzz off. I made a video on this original anime made by Mappa a couple weeks back, so I thought I'd just follow up and share my final thoughts on it now that the show is finished. I'm gonna skip the brief on the premise and get right down to it. Unfortunately, my thoughts on the story have not changed. That being that it is very stupid, a very turn off your brain and watch type viewing. That would have been fine for me. However, the second half of the story is sadly a regurgitated version of the first. Even the sequence of events is the same for the central most affected person. Or should I say, the people that Matakara fights are the same people that Arajin had to fight during his ordeal in that order after getting shot with the enchanted weapon. Marito, Kenichiro, and the only other person who has a genie fused within them. I was kind of disappointed, but at the same time, we are talking about an original animation, so it's my fault for expecting any better. It's certainly not a boring watch, more balls to walls than anything. Watch with a friend and you might get a few kicks. And I will say that the show managed to get me with a pump fake on the continuous gag. I thought it was worth mentioning as I complained about it in my first video about the show without getting the punchline, even though the joke is there but hidden in plain sight. If you finish the show, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So despite my thoughts on the story, it earns itself a point for subtlety. Literally the only characters worth mentioning are the two main ones, Arajin and Matakara. Arajin is so unlikable it's barely even funny. And no, it's not because of his raging hormones, it's because he's just a really crappy friend. And I sort of get why. When you feel bad, you tend to treat those closest to you like crap. It was just a little too far for my liking, so that when it came to him being the savior in the end, it really had me thinking, yeah, Arajin's still a piece of shit. Especially when he actually achieved the goal that he and his childhood friend once wanted. It just had me like, you know what? Fine. Speaking of his childhood friend, Matakara, the obviously better half of the main duo, was fine, but then took a nosedive when he went through a character shift. Yeah, he's the one that goes through the same sequence of events as Arajin, but in the second half. I say this because of course he's the likable one out of the two of them, so my bias is there. Hey, Nems from the future doing a last minute add-in. I completely forgot to talk about our other main character, the genie himself, Senya. I know, very stupid of me, but I'll only add this tidbit. I personally don't have a problem with him. He sets and maintains the tone that's set by the series, and much like Matakara, a very palatable main character in comparison to Arajin. Okay, now back to the video. And the way the other characters got sidelined this time around, actually, I was kind of okay with that. If you're gonna recycle a plot line, it's best to get rid of the elements that will cause the story to drag. So in that respect, I don't mind. The animation quality and the name Mappa is what drew me in and probably a lot of other people into watching the series. Still the best thing about the show, my mind hasn't changed on that. Not only was the animation the only reason I kept watching it, but it will probably be the reason why I'd watch it again, apart from genuinely forgetting the plot. And because everything else is so bad, I ironically want to remember it so that I can make an informed choice of whether or not to waste my time on it. Overall, this is one of those shows you most definitely have to lower your expectations for. There's no well-woven storyline or intricate character development. Take out the swear words and the showings of blood, and this is a show suitable for children. Wait, I actually can't remember if there are any bad words. Oh well, my point is, a child is able to follow the plot, and if you expected it to be any more complicated, then you'd be disappointed. That being said, this might be the best of the hot trash I've watched and seen through to the end, so it gets that stamp of approval. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It helps these videos get seen. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed one. See ya.